I'm a community health educator with Piedmont Athens Regional, and I teach the Building Healthy Habits class where we do strength training with a band. Muscles, the biceps in the front and the triceps on the rear of the arm. The biceps bend the forearm towards you, and the triceps help you lower and extend the elbow. So if I reach for my grocery bag out of the trunk, my biceps are helping me lift that, and my triceps are helping me lower with control. So here's what it looks like with a band to exercise the biceps. You can do this seated or standing. You can put 1 foot under the band, 2 feet under the band. You can spread your feet if you need to. I'm gonna start with 1 foot in. So I'm gonna bring my shoulders up, back, and down. I'm gonna leave my shoulder blades plugged in here. I'm engaging the belly. I don't have to have it pulled tightly in, but I'm engaging the core muscles. I'm breathing with my chest, and I'm having a nice tall spine. I'm gonna turn the forearms in front of me, and I'm gonna go smoothly up, smoothly down. So working the muscle, the front of the upper arm, the biceps. You can breathe in as you lower, breathe out as you lift up and do the work. That doesn't matter if you don't want to coordinate the breathing that way. Just make sure you keep breathing. I'm going to turn to the side here. You can see that my shoulder's not moving. The muscles in my shoulder are stabilizing. My wrists are in neutral, and just my elbow is hinging. So a couple more here, keeping my chest lifted, long, tall spine, belly's engaged, breathing with the chest. And here's the last one. All right, so if we only strengthen the front of the arm, then it can be hard on the elbow joint, and we won't be able to lower things with control like the grocery bag. So to work the triceps on the back of the arm, we take one hand, holding the band firmly, right about heart level, and then the other arm extends, so the elbow is in an extension here. Let me turn to the side so you can see that. So you can see that, again, the shoulder's not moving. The shoulder muscles are stabilizing. My wrist is in neutral. I just have a hinge of the elbow joint, feeling this on the back of my arm. We'll do a few more on this side. And then we'll switch. So again, holding it towards your chest. Shoulders come up, back, down. Plug the shoulder blades in. And then we are extending the elbow. So just the forearms moving. Everything else is steady. I'm breathing. I'm doing the work as my hand goes towards the ground. So if you're comfortable, exhale as you do the work. And just make sure you keep breathing. All right, a couple more here. Excellent. Now let's stretch these muscles. So to stretch the biceps on the front of the arm, we're going to open our chest wide. Our thumbs are up here. Now when you turn your thumbs downward, you can feel that more in your biceps. Best tricep stretch is to bring your hand behind you like you're patting yourself on the back. If that's not available to your shoulder joint, then bring your arm across your body with the elbow bent and gently press on the upper arm. All right, so that's how you work biceps and triceps. I hope. When you push something away from you, use the pectorals in the chest. Like let's say I was pushing a cabinet door shut. And when you pull something back with your elbow high, you're using the muscles in the upper back. So using the chest and using the upper back. So let's look at how to strengthen those with a band. I'm gonna stand up tall here, or I can be seated in a chair, long, tall spine, either way. And I'm gonna wrap the band around me to come under the armpit. Shoulders come up, back, down. I keep them plugged in here. I'm gonna just reach the band away. So I can make this harder by holding closer to my body, adding more tension, or I can make it easier by moving my hands away from the armpits. So find the tension that's good for you. Keep your chest lifted while you do this. The belly's engaged. You don't have to hold it tightly in, but you have your core muscles helping to keep you steady. We're doing the work as we push the hands away. So breathe out when you push away. Breathe in when you draw it back. Or if that doesn't feel comfortable, just make sure you keep breathing. We'll do a couple more here. All right, so the opposing muscle group the muscles of the upper back, which are really important for posture. So we're gonna hang on here. Again, we're gonna bring the shoulders up, back, down, plug the shoulder blades in a good place, and we're gonna draw the band towards us. So I'm drawing it towards my chest and I'm opening my arms. So a little softness in the elbows, but no movement in the elbows. This movement is coming from the shoulders, and I'm putting my intention on squeezing the upper back, like I could squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. So I'm doing the work as my arms are going out and the band's coming towards me. So if you're comfortable with it, exhale and then inhale. Exhale, inhale. All right, a couple more here. These tend to be weaker muscles. So if it's too hard, just spread your hands a little further apart. And then as you get stronger, you can move them closer together. So let's stretch the chest by opening wide here. You can lift up through the sternum. You can even lift your chin just a little bit if that feels good. Being mindful of the back of the neck. And then we'll bring the arms together, clasp them, round out the back. So now I'm rounding the back, letting the chin go towards the chest, feeling the shoulder blades move away from each other. And then I come back up to good. Join the shoulders, move in a lot of different ways. We're going to strengthen the muscles that lift our arm and lower our arm with control. So if I put something heavy up on a high shelf, the deltoids of the shoulder are helping me to lift my arm. And then as I lower that heavy object with control, the lats that sit on the back and connect to the arm help me lower with control. So the deltoids lift, the lats help me lower with control. So let's look at how to work those muscles with a band. So for the shoulders, we're gonna put one foot on the band, and then we're gonna bring it out to the side at shoulder height. So the closer I hold the band towards my foot, the harder it is. The more length I leave between my hand and my foot, the easier it is. So get the right tension for you. We are keeping the elbow below the shoulder. We're keeping the shoulder blades plugged in down the back. I'm aware of my abdominal muscles. I don't have them pulled in super tightly, but I've got them engaged. I've lifted my chest here. And now we're gonna go out to the front. And I'm gonna have my thumb up for this. So working the deltoids that are in the front. All right, doing the work as it comes up. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Not comfortable with that? That is totally fine. You can just make sure you keep breathing. We'll do the other side. We'll start going out to the side. This time you can see I have my thumbs up here. So you can have your palm down or your thumbs up, whatever feels best. And I'm gonna turn to the side. So you can see that I have a nice tall spine. So I'm not slumped over. I'm lifting through the chest, neutral spine. Belly's pulled in a little bit, neck is long. Lots of space between my ears and my shoulders. Now I'm going out front. And just to make sure I have a lot of space in my shoulder joint, I have the thumbs up. So you could do both of these on a day, or you could alternate, raising to the side, raising to the front. Okay, so the lats, big muscles, nice and strong, help move the arm down. So we're gonna hang on to the band, we're gonna bring it overhead. So it's tempting to raise the shoulders. So before you do that, shoulders come up, back, down. Now keep the shoulders anchored as you bring the band above the head. And then I'm gonna open it as I lower it. Now, if this is not available to you, if this is too tight in the shoulder joint, make it a smaller range of motion. So you could start here rather than up top. And let me stand to the side. You can see my nice tall posture. And you can see how I'm bringing the band down and I'm opening the arms. A little softness in the elbows here. Breathing out as I do the work of bringing the band down. As you get stronger, move your hands closer together to make it harder. All right, so let's stretch for a moment. If you bring the arm across, that stretches the shoulder muscles. And if you turn your head to the other side, that can help stretch the neck as well. And then we'll do the other side. Draw the arm across, turn the head away, if it's comfortable, you can bring your hands, clasp them behind you to really stretch the front of the shoulder. If that's not cool, keep your hands separate so that they're beside you. So hands are low here, feeling that through the front of the shoulder. And then we're gonna make our feet a little wider. Bring our arms up. You can bring them overhead, or if your shoulder needs a lot of space, bring your arms out to the sides. And we'll stretch the lats. You can feel it under the armpits, moving to one side. And then we'll move to the other side. All right. Look at legs. Strong rear and upper legs help you get in and out of a chair. So we're going to do squats to help with these legs. You can modify this to make it small, or as you get stronger, if your knees are happy going lower, you can make it a bigger movement. So we'll use a chair for balance. I'm putting my feet a little wider than my hips so I'm nice and steady. And then I have a nice proud chest. I'm going to keep that chest in this neutral spine the whole time. So as I bend my knees, I'm hinging from the hips. So this is what it looks like to have a little movement here. So I'm using the chair to help keep me steady, but I'm keeping my chest lifted and I'm really sticking my rear out so that my knees are staying behind my toes. If you find yourself coming forward with your hips and your knees, then that can hurt the joints. So check every so often, make sure that your knees are staying behind your toes. So this would be like I'm about to sit in a chair and then I change my mind. So you're sticking the rear out. You can feel this in your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Great exercise for nice strong legs that can help you move throughout the day. As you get stronger, you can come lower. And then when you feel really steady, you can do this without the chair, just using your own balance. All right, so let's look at core muscles next. Our core muscles run through our belly, around our sides, and our back, and help stabilize and balance us throughout the day. You can work your stomach in a chair by leaning back and coming up, but that's a little hard on the low back, and you're really working your hip flexors more than your abdominal muscles. So if you're able to get on the ground, it's worth it to work your abs and your lower back. So let's lower ourselves carefully to the ground and then roll onto our back. Knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to tilt the pelvis up so the tailbone's tilting towards the ceiling. You can feel your low back really snug on the mat. And then we'll tilt the other way so the tailbone's going towards the mat, and you can feel a gap here where your low back is moving away from the mat. And we want to be in between there. So we want our back in neutral, snug against the mat. And then we're going to pull our stomach muscles in tightly. And hands come behind the head, and we're lifting up through the chest. So I'm not breathing with my stomach muscles moving here. My stomach muscles are pulled tightly in like I could paint them to the mat. I'm breathing with my chest. Each time I'm coming up, I'm exhaling to help myself lift. So nice exhale to power up each time. And it's like you're being pulled from a string from your chest. So not straining the neck, not pulling with the arms, like you're getting pulled by a puppet string from the chest. And then if we want to work the obliques on the side, we add a little twist. So here the shoulder leads this twist, still pulling the stomach muscles tightly in. And then I can do the other side. So the elbow's following along, the shoulder is leading this twist. A couple more here. All right. Then I can lower down. Arms come overhead, legs stretch in the other direction. Now it's totally fine for my low back to come up as I stretch through the front and the sides. So really important to work the low back muscles as well so that your spine has strong muscles on each side. So we're gonna roll over and we're gonna make a pillow for our forehead by stacking our hands. And we're gonna pull our belly tightly in. So I'm pulling my belly up like I can make it not touch the mat. And then we're gonna lift hands and head and a little bit of chest. Too much? Keep your hands down and just lift the chest. And you can feel your low back is holding the weight of your trunk up. If you're good with the hands, then add the lift of the arms too. Just make your body a little heavier to lift. Belly's pulled tightly in. I'm breathing with the chest, exhaling as I come up. And then I relax down. I release the lower belly. I use my hands to help come up. Bring the knees under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. And I round out to an angry cat like Halloween. And then I carefully move into an old sway back cow here. Then I breathe out into the angry cat. And I breathe in to the old sway back cow. All right, so really important working all around the trunk for stability and balance throughout the day. So I hope you'll be able to come to one of my Building Healthy Habits class where we'll do more strengthening and stretching.